Hello, you're watching Cal67 Gaming, and now April's been gone. You realise
Yeah,
we're now a third of the way through the year.
yeah, it seems as if it's flown by, hasn't it? But nonetheless, it's obviously due now for another month in games.
So, with another month being and gone, it's time to have a little look through what kept us occupied over the last 4 or so weeks.
Yeah,
Um, and I guess the best place to start is the place that we always start.
which is the games that we chose for each of our last month.
It is. Um, so, what did you choose for me?
Well, for you, I chose a game which had already started, but didn't think they had been like quite a bit of the way through to the point where you would pretty much be right at the end and it wouldn't be worth it for you. It was a game that obviously went on Game Pass. I don't think that long ago, and it was Edge of Eternity.
So I got quite a way into this. I say quite a way. I don't know how long the game is, but like 10ish hours in.
So pretty much a start of any RPG, really.
Well, you don't know because this is just a little indie RPG.
Yeah, I,
It
I
might
guess
just
that's true.
might just be a little 15, 20 hour job.
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say no if you're coming up against level 11 enemies, but then again, as I say, I'm not really too sure on it. But so how have you found the game so far then, anyways?
Um, you can see this battle system took a little bit of getting used to because it's turn based, but there's also the tactical element of moving. You can see I'm moving Celine out the way of the second enemy there because Darian's stronger physically. I'll move him closer so that he gets targeted, and Celine comes in with all the magics. So now that Darian's there and should have the attention of that enemy, we'll move Celine back into range to hit with a magical attack. And you can see the red hexagon there. That means that the enemy's already actively targeting Darian. So I'll keep him there and set up magic attack from Celine, and before that attack comes in, I'll just move Darian out of the target area. Celine hits the thunderbolt, and Darian might even get his attack in there before it can even attack you. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned there, I have given this a right good go. Put in a good load of time into it. And when I first started playing it, I kind of initially saw the aesthetic similarity between this and Final Fantasy 15, and thought that that was the way it was going to go. It is, I think the company that makes it is Midgar Entertainment. Midgar, obviously, the city in Final Fantasy 7, so it kind of all fed into that narrative that we're going to get a Final Fantasy experience. However, the more that I've played it, the more that it reminds me of a different game, albeit by a game that was made by people involved in making earlier Final Fantasy games. It is extremely reminiscent of Lost Odyssey on the 360.
Mm.
Possibly the best game on the 360. It has to be pointed out as well. The story itself is your pretty basic RPG fare. You're this low-ranking soldier in the army who sets off on a quest to save the world. You know.
Yeah, the typical RPG
Aye.
story.
But like I said, the feel of it's like Lost Odyssey, which has really got me hooked in. And you saw the combat system there. It's simple enough that you don't have to read strategy books to work out how to get the best out of it, but it's complex enough that it's not just keep hitting the attack button.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm about 10-ish hours into it, and I can see myself going right to the end of this one, no problem at all. I don't play it like every day or anything like that, but because when I do sit down to play it, I think I'll put an hour in on here and I'm 2 or 3 hours in.
Yeah. Because it just time really flies by, doesn't it?
Aye. Great game, sucks you in, and it is on Game Pass.
Isn't it like Series X and S enhanced as well?
Yeah, I don't know if it's exclusive Series X and S. I've been playing it on the X, but it is certainly enhanced at the very least.
Yeah.
And anyone who's got Game Pass and even a passing interest in RPG or really fondly remembers Lost Odyssey as I do, this is the game that you want to give a go to. It's not going to cost you anything. If you've got Game Pass, what have you got to lose? So for you last month, I also picked a game that I thought you would really like based on games that you'd been playing, and I picked for you Tokyo Xanadu.
Now this is me in a dungeon which I've already beaten. However, I had to go back here because it was one of my quite high urgency requests to get a trumpet of all things that someone had lost, and apparently I need to clear out this dungeon once more to get it back. But as you can see, I've got you get 2 characters in your party which you can swap between, as well as a support character. So like if one of your characters dies, they will automatically take their place whilst they try and recover themselves a bit. So
this does just look like Persona.
Yeah.
This is kind of why I picked it for you, because you do like your Persona games. Is it?
Well, I think quite the...
It's got the life management stuff as well,
yeah,
hasn't it?
It has that, because it's the fact that your character's got like a job which they need to go to after school and that. And it did, like, even just the way that the dungeons are set out kind of made it feel like a Persona, especially I'd say probably Persona 4, even though I didn't play a lot of that. I did play
it does. I mean, just this character running with a big sword there is very reminiscent of your character in Persona 4.
Yeah, which is kind of obviously the link which I brought to it was obviously Persona 4, and I really have enjoyed the time that I've put in it. Probably not as much as I should have obviously during the month, but definitely one which I think...
I mean, that says one, and so I'm guessing that this is a boss.
This is it's just a harder version of an enemy. But,
and this, I'm guessing, is your all-out attack.
Yeah, this is an X strike, which
so
is
Persona,
really
really.
Charges. Yeah. There you go. No, as obviously touched upon there, quite reminiscent of Persona 4 in the way that the dungeons are laid out, even like the way that the look as well, I find.
Well, it's that anime art style. I don't think that's specific to Persona.
No, but just the, like, it's one of those things where obviously I can see myself obviously going through the entire thing and really enjoying myself. And again, it's one of those things where it is obviously a game that I do quite enjoy, the anime art style RPG games. This one being more of, I guess, an action RPG in a sense, because not turn-based.
It's all real time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all real time, and obviously there's no turn-based things. But I did also quite like the system where obviously you can only ever have 2 characters who you can swap between, like, and have them like in your party technically at once, but also have the support character there for just in case. Also,
so the support, see that again, this comes back to Persona. So the support character, does that work like Teddy in 4, or is it Morgana the cat?
No, Futaba in 5. But no, it's one of those things where you can still play as that support character.
Ah, right.
Because, like, if one of your characters dies, they change whilst the one recovers. So it's like just a slot for a backup character.
It's an extra character
yeah.
that's not always available.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, like, the fact that, obviously, so far there hasn't been like any magic or like spells that you can use in the game, but like each character's weapon has like a different element, which is more effective on certain enemies and that as well. So, but overall, it's been quite a good experience for the time that I've put into it, and I can definitely see myself going forward and finishing this game off.
So you definitely got to play it all the way to the end.
I believe so. I hope I don't get attracted by another game that comes out at some point and just takes me in and forget about it for another like year or so before I play it next or something like that.
Don't do that. Keep playing.
Hopefully not. But yeah, I hopefully will continue playing it. Well, I really should.
You should, aye. So, absolutely, you should. So what else did I play this month? Anyone who's watched any number of these videos that will make pickups or One Thing Games will know that I've got quite a soft spot for RTS games, especially RTS games of the sort of early mid-noughties. So I've went back and replayed one of those, which I hadn't tried to run it on Windows 10, but I thought it might run better. To be honest, it doesn't. It just, the maxed out settings are the same on 10 as it was on XP,
Yeah.
but I played through it again anyway, having got it out, and played through Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War. You know I like this game, so here we are. I don't even know which mission I'm on, but
you typically go back to this game every once in a while, don't you?
well, I like my RTSs, and this is one of my favourites. You can see I've got a small attack force here. I'm just going to clean out this orc camp. Now you see that I damaged that hut there, but didn't actually take it out. I'll just take out the war banner because that's got guns on it. But then all the little mechanics come out to fix the hut, and then they go bye-bye, see? Got to think ahead in an RTS. You can see that I've obviously brought along the right equipment for the job here.
Well, you kind of have to, don't you?
Well, yeah, forward planning, you see. I'm not taking any casualties myself and just picking off those orcs as they come out. Just keep reselecting everyone, and we'll take out that hut. And there's quite a few people that blew up inside it as well, as you can see. And we'll just take those out. And obviously you can see that there's the red mark there, because that's like my objective is to build my own base there. But before I start building,
you have to wipe it out.
You have to take out all the Xenos, in this case the orcs. And I think there's just one last little structure there with a gun on it, which is now gone. So like I said, this is one of my old favourites. This is a game that I got when it first came out, way back when. In fact, it was so long ago that I got this, I might not even have had my XP machine. I might have been playing this on the very not fondly remembered Windows Millennium Edition. So it's one that I've got a long history with. I love the Warhammer 40k universe. I love RTS. this is just a brilliant crossover between the two. It does make you think there are, and it very much in keeping with the 40k universe, there are missions in this game which you're not going to blast through. They are wars of attrition, and of course anyone that knows the lore of 40k will know that the whole universe of 40k is based on long wars of attrition between the Space Marines, the Orcs, the Eldar, the Chaos Marines. That's what you get in here.
Pretty much don't expect to be having like 5-10 minutes per mission or something.
Oh, absolutely not, no. And of course, even if there is the opportunity to speedrun a mission, it doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
A lot of what I like about this is the whole base building and the developing your army and making sure that you get all the secrets out the map. You know, in this game it's all about capturing listening points, and I like this game, and it is a big time sink. I would hate to think over my life how many hours I've sank into this game. But over the last month, I sank another several hours into this, getting through it again.
Shows that it's a good game though if you're putting that much time into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I do keep going back to it. It's not like an annual thing. I don't play it every year, but I do keep going back and giving it a go because I don't know, fond memories. Love RTSs as well. So what else have you been playing?
Well, for me, I went back to a game which I played quite a decent amount of when it first came on. I believe it was over PS Plus or PS Now. I believe it was PS Plus. Had it just sitting there on the PS5. Hadn't played it in a while, but I knew that I was a decent way through the game. I thought I need to start finishing games, and this is one which I kind of really have to, don't I? And I went and I finished Persona 5 Strikers.
So you liked the base game?
Yeah.
A lot.
And I played through quite a lot of this, and I can't remember if I've put it in a monthly games before. I probably have, because as I said, I think I quite a bit through it when I started playing it, and then I guess I probably just got distracted by new games coming out and everything that I wanted to play, played them, and really forgot about this up until obviously recently. This is the final boss of the game, but this is a request version because obviously I have went and completed the game this time. So the request system, like you can, every time you defeat a boss, you can go back and defeat them again and get like Bond XP.
I'm trying to think what this reminds me of, this setup. It's is it Marvel Ultimate Alliance where there's the big boss at the Galactus?
Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking about, but obviously this is the Persona version, and I kind of stuck with the same team, I'll be honest, pretty much throughout the game, only changing to get the Master Arts achievement, well, trophies in this case, obviously being a PlayStation game, for each character, and then I really stuck with the same characters up until I got Zenkichi, who's obviously one of the new ones. As you can see right now, I'm playing as Sophie, who's another one of the new ones in this game. They're the two which did get added in Strikers, but this boss is quite annoying because there's, I think, 4 stages to it or something like that, and this is only the end of the first one, so.
Looks like a lot of button mashing here.
Yeah, obviously it's not turn-based RPG action like the base game, so.
You're right though, you really do need to start finishing more games.
Yeah.
But you did get through this one.
Yes,
eventually.
Yeah, I don't know why I stopped playing it, because I love Persona 5. I love Persona 5 Strikers when I played it, and then just I stopped.
Well done.
started playing other games, I guess, and never really came back to it up until now. And as I say, I think I put it in the month in games before when I did originally play.
Yeah, I think a couple of months back.
Yeah.
When you started playing
And
it.
then I've finished it. I'll probably go back through it once at some point, just obviously not right at this moment. I'll probably give it a while and then I might go back through it potentially, see what trophies I might pick up along the way or something.
What you maybe need to start doing
Yeah.
is widening your horizons and playing the other Persona games.
Yeah, because we've got,
Got them all.
yeah, so I probably should go back and play them before playing through either the base Persona 5 or Strikers again.
Well, you should, because the other thing I've noticed is whenever we go out game hunting, you do always keep an eye out. As there's one of the stores that we'll go to has always got one of the Shin Megami Tensei games.
I think it's Lucifer's Call that we've always
and
got.
you're always looking at it, and there's no way that we're paying that much for a game if you know you've got all the Persona series there,
Yeah,
and you haven't played through them.
yeah. I think that's just the point. I need to finish games and finish series, which I enjoy the ones which I've played through really.
You
So
should.
I guess that's something that I need to work on throughout this year, though, isn't it? And
What's
years
that?
to come. Yeah, definitely.
So what else did I play? I did play a game on the original Xbox this month. It was one that I come across a random video on YouTube about games that had been banned in different places, and this one was one. I thought, oh, I've got that one, and played The Punisher. I saw a thing on YouTube with someone playing this, and I thought, we've got that.
Yeah, I remember I played a little bit of it, but not a lot.
Well, the video that I saw about it on YouTube is something that I didn't realise was that the game was actually banned. Right? See when it goes black and white and it puts the comic strip over the screen like that?
Yeah.
All those execution scenes were what got it banned. So by making them black and white, flashing a comic screen on top,
It got unbanned.
that dropped it down to an 18 certificate and no were able to release it. But I actually quite enjoyed this. It's I'm not massively into shooters, but
Well, I know that.
with the Punisher skin on it, it's quite fun, and it's obviously based around the Thomas Jane films. So like when you start a mission, it even refers to it as the War Zone, which I believe was the second of the two films that they made. Now that Disney owns the licenses to Marvel, I don't think we'll ever get an ultra brutal Punisher game again, but you never know.
Yeah. But it depends on who gets the license and what they're willing to do with it, isn't it? So
I know, but Disney's not really
into
that well known for
violence.
ultra violence and 18 certificates. That's a nice little neat trick I see. So if I grab him, I'll use him as a human shield. You can see some people shooting into his torso there, and I can lure them back by having him and think they're going to save him, but watch this, I'll just smash his head through that glass cabinet. There you go. And take out the rest. I feel like if I'd played this when it first came out, I would have absolutely loved this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed all my time with it. And the thing that got the game banned, all the executions, obviously they would have been better if you could see them all properly, but I mean all of it is flick into black and white, but there's some wonderfully inventive ways to execute people. My personal favourite was feeding them feet first into the wood chipper. That was, yeah, I can't imagine that would be very pleasant, because you get to see everything until finally your head gets chippered as well.
Yeah. I don't know if the game would get banned even now, because I think
I don't think it would get banned
Yeah.
now, because I think we've moved on a little bit.
Yeah, from
But the game itself would never be released, as I touched on. It's Disney property now because
Yeah.
it's part of the Marvel universe, and an 18 certificate blood and guts game with optional executions and a first level called the Crack House. You're
Yeah.
just not getting that with a Disney logo and Mickey Mouse on the cover.
pretty funny to see, wouldn't it? So pretty much what they had to try and minimise in obviously this game, they now could do now,
Nah,
but they can't
but
actually get the
there's
license
no way
to
they
do
would get
it.
the license for it.
Yeah.
And those Punisher movies would never be made now. Disney wouldn't have made them.
I don't even know if they'll do anything with the Punisher. I'll be honest.
I don't think. I think it's far too dark for it.
For Disney.
Although you don't know, you might get a toned down version.
But then it just won't be the same.
Where instead of loading himself up with like his own private arsenal and a armoured car, and maybe he gets tickling sticks, and instead of the skull on his t-shirt, he's just got Mickey.
Yeah, but then it just won't be the same, would it? So yeah, I don't think we'll see anything else from the Punisher, will we?
Probably not. Which is a shame because the old Punisher beat 'em up's really good as well. The one on the Mega Drive, and that was an arcade game as well. We've played through that one, I think, on your Pandora box.
Probably at some point.
That's a good game too. Punisher's a great IP, but I really can't see Disney doing anything with it. And if they do, I can't see them doing anything that the fans of the character would want. So.
Yeah, pretty much it wouldn't work out for them, would it?
Yeah. So there's nothing special about this game. It's just a good, solid action title. If you happen to have it lying about and you haven't played it, it's worth putting it in the machine, firing it up, and see what you think.
Well, now I believe this is my final game for this month, which I don't know why, but I haven't been playing as many as I always wish. Like at the start of the month, I always think I'm gonna play this, and I only play a few. But one which I started this month and finished this month, I know I was surprised myself. Was Danganronpa 1.
So what's this then? What's going on with that tongue?
Well, this is obviously Danganronpa, and as you can see, it's case number 6. Now this is the final case of.
I'm going to guess that the demon's the one with the red eyes and the long tongue. Would I be right?
No.
And having the name Genocide Jill kind of gives it away as well.
No, actually not. Coincidentally, no, it's not. The one who technically, I guess you could say, is the big evil in that is actually the one with blonde hair. So
Oh, that guy there.
no, that's who you play as. Blonde female. One to the right of her, it was, and pretty much, her, and she only ever appears in this case, really, because
All right. So every case there's a new character that appears that's the guilty person.
well, every time there's a.
It's not rocket science, this game, is it?
No, but this entire time, that character's actually never really appeared because it's been behind Monokuma. So.
What's this black and white teddy bear thing?
That's Monokuma, and it's what Junko, who's the mastermind of the entire thing, has been controlling, and pretty much has been like the thing which has been telling you stuff throughout the entire game. So, but I've really enjoyed my time with it, and I think went through and completed it. So, yeah, and it's just an absolutely amazing game.
There's no actual gameplay though, is there?
Well, there's some ways like you have to like find out the different lies and stuff. So, and point them out and everything to get to the final conclusion.
Now we saw a little bit of gameplay there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I'm still none the wiser. You're going to have to explain this one to me. Is this Phoenix Wright, or is it Mysteries of Little Riddle, or is it Professor Layton? What the hell game is this? Is it just a visual novel?
To explain the game, it's got visual novel elements, but the main premise of the game is it's a murder mystery investigation where I've found that every like 3 or 4 days, someone would kill another, and you'd find the body, and you'd have a certain, and like you'd have to find all the clues, and then you go into a class trial where there's only the people around the circle who could have done it, and you have to use the clues to.
So it's Cluedo.
Well, yeah, it's the thing where.
It's a Professor Plum in the conservatory with a lead pipe.
No, you don't do that. What it is people will give like statements, and you'll have to like pick out like what doesn't like make sense in the conversation, and shoot it with a truth bullet, which is the clue which you found.
So that's objection in Phoenix, right? Isn't
Pretty much, but you've also got like a hangman's gambit where like you have to shoot the different letters to like say what didn't make sense or something. So like in the first one, it's because your room was clean and everything, whereas there should be a bit of hair, so you have to spell the word hair, and like you have to shoot it, and it'll just come randomly. And you've got other ones such as like a rhythm based like battle against someone who like won't accept it, so like you have to beat them and like choose the right truth bullet for them as well. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the game as well, and there's 2 possible endings for the game if I remember correctly.
So did you complete it twice?
Well, I saved it and like at the point, and because you get to make a choice at one of the class trials, because someone's that you know's made a lie, but if you don't point it out, you get sentenced to execution, but you get saved. Whereas if you point out their lie, the game gives you the bad ending where they just die. But you don't get the trial which the little bit of gameplay showed if you point out a lie in a way, because you have to try and find out the true mastermind towards the end, because no one's actually killing each other, because the final class trial is because it was an unfair and.
Is that a spoiler alert?
The game came out 12 years ago. I'm sorry.
It's just come out on Switch though, isn't it? Not long ago.
No, like last year or something.
So spoiler alert.
Not really. I'm sorry. You've had 12 years to at least look up the game if you were somewhat vaguely interested. But I think if you want to obviously play it for yourself, the first one, which it's got a long full name of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc Anniversary Edition, is on Game Pass, and I think it's like probably at least 12 hours to complete or something. I think that's how long it took me or something.
Particularly long.
No, but it's quite a good game, and that you can complete it shorter, but you also get to spend time with each of the characters, which then gets you more like, I guess, abilities to like help you in the investigations as well, and you get more SP, which allows you to equip even more with them as well. So it also like pays you to kind of spend time with them all and everything. So.
No, I'm glad that you found a new game to get into, and you did get the Switch one that's got the 4 games in it. So you got to blast through them all.
Hopefully, when I find the time, because as I say, they do take for me at least 12 hours to complete, which obviously I guess not long for a game, but you kind of have to try and work out like different things and everything. I'll probably try and spend more time on it, because I think towards the end of the first one I was just trying to get through it a bit, so it'd probably take me even longer for the second and the third one. And then there's the beach board game one on the Nintendo Switch as well, which I'll have to at least give a go once I've completed the other 2.
Now, the last game that I had to go at this month was a more modern game. In fact, we picked it up on our last pickups. It's a game for the PS5, and it's the medieval GTA Rustler. So we picked this up on, well, that's the last pickups video, isn't it? And this one really intrigued me, so I really had to
At least give it a go.
Aye. So you can see the elevated camera angle here. If you've played Chinatown Wars, you know that this is basically Chinatown Wars on the PS5. So what you see here is that got myself on it. You can see that I've stolen a sports horse. But I can't drive it properly yet. And what I'm doing here is I've dressed up in a disguise so I can infiltrate those dirty French kniggets who've got a little camp just down here. For anyone who gets the kniggets bit, it's worth noting that there is an awful lot of Monty Python humour in here. You won't get it at all, but those of us who know Monty Python, it's all over this. It is absolutely brilliant.
Well, I mean, on the artwork for it, it's got the holy hand grenade, hasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, for like when you're hovering over the game on the PS5 menu and everything. So
here you go. I'm going to try and destroy their is it wine or mead they're making? I can't remember now. But I've got to destroy their operation. Yeah. So this is kind of like GTA when you're trying to take out a rival drug gang or something. And you can see I'm not even a very good shot with the crossbow, and it takes ages to reload. Someone just hit my horse in the arse and it started bleeding. I have to get off the horse here then and just start taking them out with a sword.
I think your horse is dead.
Probably.
So despite this being on the PS5, GTA 5 it is not. Although to be fair, GTA 5 isn't a PS5 game, it's a PS3 game.
Well,
which they've just been milking for forever because...
Which they've just re-released for the PS5 with 4K graphics for, I think, £15 or something.
Just make GTA 6. Or Bully 2. Make Bully 2.
Make Bully 2 before GTA 6, please.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is, like I say, if you come into this game with the right attitude, you're going to get a lot out of it. All the Monty Python and the Holy Grail references are absolutely brilliant. You won't get it. But
we've watched it before, so I don't know how you think I wouldn't get them. I remember, I haven't seen you play a lot, but the Black Knight outside the gates, where when you chop his limbs off, and he goes just a flesh wound.
Aye.
Yeah, see?
Have you what?
Yes, we watched it together.
We watched Holy Grail together. Oh well, anyway. But but the game itself, it's fun first. Technical exercise, not even second. It's very simplistic. It probably could have run on a PS2, but it's a PS5 game. But the whole thing with the elevated view does kind of work because you've got like that circle round your character, so that when you go under trees, it just makes it so you can see through the trees and things like that. It's like little quality of life improvements, like the original Grand Theft Auto, which was proper overhead. When you were like driving your sports car, it was remote control. So if you were going straight up from bottom to top of the screen, left was left, right was right. But if you were going from left to right, left was up and right was down.
Yeah.
Whereas this does the whole Retro City Rampage thing where up's always up, down's always down, left's always left, and right's always right.
Yeah.
So it should make it easier to control your sports horse when you get.
But I think as shown, you still can't control it.
But they have got a little bit of a mind of their own, which is only but right because they're horses.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And like I say, the missions are wonderfully stupid. Lots of daft humour in. It's not an expensive game, this. I can't remember. Did we pick up for 10, 15 quid, something like that?
I think it was 15, brand new.
What's not to like? Nice Now, you're not going to get a huge replayability out of it because I think
Well,
once the jokes are done, there's not a massively in-depth game beneath it. But for 15 quid, kills a good bit of time.
Yeah, you get your
and
money out
amuses
of
you.
it.
Exactly. So that's it for this month then.
Yes, but we still have to give each other the games for next month, though, don't we?
That is very true. So who do you want to go first?
What have you chosen for me then?
Well, I do have a cartridge for you here. And I've got you the Evercade Bitmap Brothers collection. However, that's not a game.
Yeah, I was about to just say, so which one out of the 5 that's on here do you want me to specifically play as long with the rest of them?
Feel free to play them all, because they're all pretty good. Although there's 3 speedballs on there.
I'm going to hazard a guess, and I think I know which one you want me to specifically play.
Want you to play the Chaos Engine?
Yeah. Obviously got the Arcade Versus or VS, whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah, you've got the handheld as
Yeah,
well, so you can play it across both.
yeah, so it'll come in handy, especially considering this one was made for the handheld, wasn't it? This cartridge.
Well, no, they're not made for one or the other. The
No,
only
like
one,
this
the only ones
originally
that's,
came out for
the
the
only
car.
ones that's specifically made for the handheld, I think, is it the Namco one, because they didn't have the license in place for a home console. Therefore, it's not that it's that the VS can't play it. It's just that
They're not allowed to technically.
they're not allowed to let it run on it.
Yeah. Now, for you, I've chosen a game which we've picked up quite recently.
Right.
And I should believe that it will be one that you will really, really love.
Right.
Mainly because you did love the original, so I've chosen for you Ni no Kuni 2.
I've got RPGs on the go already.
I know.
So, the first thing I'll tell you is that I'm not completing it.
Again,
In a month.
every time I give you an RPG or a long game to play, I never do expect you to complete it. I'll be perfectly honest. I'll just expect you to give it a go. And seeing as you did love the first one, I think
You're right. Absolutely.
it's one that at least you should start.
Yeah, it's one I absolutely did love the first one for, and always did mean to pick up the second, but
Never got around
never
to
actually
it.
did it. So yeah, I'll have a good go at that. We'll see what it's like. And around this time next month, we'll be back here to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
But that's it for this time. So until we do come back for that next video,
If you haven't already, give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and turn the notification bell so you can notified on when we upload. And we will see you in the next video.